What's going on, you guys? In today's video I will show you my process of reshelling my GameBoy Advance SP. Want to start out with showing you the tools that I am going to be using. I have this kit from Amazon, has every bit and every tool you need to work on any device. I will also link all the tools that I use in the description. I also like to use these metal dish pans. This helps keeps all your bits, screws organized throughout the process. I also use this push bottle filled with 99% isopropyl alcohol to clean the motherboard. I will have the kit that I used linked in the description as well. First up, we're going to start with a bag that encompasses all of your shell pieces. First up, we have our piece that helps cover the ribbon cable and the hinge, your main bottom. This bag contains all of your buttons along with your triggers, and then the two pieces that hold your screen in place. Then you have your pins for your triggers. These screwdrivers suck, don't use them. All your screws. This is your metal shield for the inside. Your rubber grommets for all your buttons. This has a sponge that actually goes on the back of your screen if your case allows to fit it, along with a sticker that goes on the bottom. And these are all your little pads that you will put on the front of your screen, along with this little piece here. It also does come with a little cute little manual. All it basically tells you is thank you for choosing Extreme Rate. This doesn't include anything that'll help you with the building process. Starting out, we want to grab these two pieces. This is to help hold your screen in place, along with your shell that will hold all your buttons. You want to place these two inside together. Next up, we will take our previous hinges from our old Game Boy. Now these do depend on which side, so you want to make sure your left is on your left and your right is on your right. Next, we have our caps that will go on the end of the hinges. These don't matter as they fit the same way. You'll notice this little lip, and this little lip will slide on top, just like that. We will go ahead and do it to our right side as well. You can tell I had a little bit of a struggle. They are very tiny, so take your time. You don't want to break this. Looking into the hinge a little bit more deeply, you notice this divot right here. You want to make sure your divots line up. Looking at the case itself, you notice these two little tabs. That is where your divot will slide in. So as you can tell, just apply a little bit of pressure. You don't want it to go all the way in. You'll do the same thing on the right side, same divots, same tabs, just line them up. Once you have both, you want to open it up, keeping pressure on both sides, and you'll notice and watch them click in. This does not take a lot of pressure. If yours does, take them back out and retry. Next up, we have our screen. You'll notice this opening within the hinge is where your ribbon cable will slide in. Go in sideways, and your screen should sit nice and flat. Next, we will take our back plate for our screen, and you just set it on top. Should fit together nicely. Opening it up, you will have 5 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You will be using a Y tip along with these size screws for reference, going into the 5 holes. Once you have all your screws in, it should look a little something like this. Flipping it over, we will take our cover piece. You notice a little hole. You want to line the hole up with that. Opening up your Game Boy, help click it into place, and flip it over onto its backside. Taking our Phillips bit screwdriver with this size screw for reference, you will put it under the ribbon cable. Once you have it tight, it should look a little something like this. Taking this little small piece, I'm not too sure what it is, but I do know we need to put it in. If you do notice, it does kind of angle a little bit. You want to make sure that it's angled down. If you look at it and it is angled up, you will know you have it in the wrong way. Taking all of our buttons, this also includes our triggers, you want to separate these out. Like I said, triggers we don't need at this moment. You want to separate all your main buttons out. Looking at the buttons a little bit closer, you will notice they have little tabs that stick out. You want to match these tabs together. Good thing about these buttons is that it is impossible to place them in the wrong way and also place the wrong button in the wrong slot. So just keep on trying until they finally sit flat. You will know you have it in the right way when it looks a little something like this. Taking our rubber grommets now, you want your tabs facing towards the buttons, so facing down. You want to put all 4 of these grommets in. Should look a little something like this. This is a very important piece, your felt pad for your speaker. If you forget to put this in, your speaker will sound like it's popping 24/7. Making sure the gold tabs are facing up. Next, we will put in our motherboard. Taking your ribbon cable, making sure the gold pins are facing up. And also, just to show you how this works, both sides have to clip up. Make sure not to yank on this ribbon cable. You will actually break it if you do. I got a pretty bad angle here, but I will include a picture of what it should look like when it's fully seated in. Now, setting your motherboard on top, you will notice there's 3 screws that we're going to put in. Using a Phillips bit, side screw for reference. Also, to note, these are going to be gold screws. Should look a little something like this. Taking our back plate now, we're going to focus on this. We have a couple things we need to insert in. First being this square nut. You're going to place right in the middle. You will see a slot for it, ensuring that it is sitting all the way flat. Next, we will take our metal shield. As you can tell, looking at the shield itself, there is going to be a little tab. Next, we're going to take our thermal pad. You want to make sure this thermal pad is actually on the side with that lip. If you don't get it down perfect, it's perfectly fine. Just try not to cover up these screw holes. Taking off this film, we're now going to place it inside, making sure that our lip is over-seating the bottom of the case, just like that. Using our Phillips bit screwdriver, once again, and side screw for reference, you will have 2 holes that you will put these in. Once you have these 2 screws in, it should look a little something like this. Going on to our triggers, I did want to show you will need a spring and the little pin that will go into the middle. As you notice, there is a little indent for where the spring will sit. Keeping pressure on the bottom of that spring, you can insert your pin, and this is what it should look like altogether. And I will show you where this pin will sit. It should sit in the 2 little holes that they have created. My tip for this is actually putting the pin in by itself, setting the trigger slightly on top, putting your spring in, and then putting it all together. Taking this end, you want to bend it down and behind this clip. As you can tell, I will show you what it looks like when it's sat right. Repeating the same process on our right side, we will set our pin in, set our trigger. You want to ensure that whenever you're putting your spring in, like said, the bent part is going to go on the bottom of the trigger. So setting our trigger on top, and placing our spring in the middle, and then pushing it all the way down. Once again, bending the other piece to go behind that clip. That's what it should look like whenever you have both in. Next, we have our on and off switch. Mine's clear, so it's going to be a little bit hard to show you exactly where it says on and off, but you will be putting it onto the right side. You want to set it in nicely, along with ensuring that you have it in the off position. Please make sure you have it put down in the off position. Also showing you on the motherboard where to find the on and off, ensuring this is also in the off position. We will take our put together motherboard and set it on top, ensuring that both your volume and your on and off switch slide nicely. Taking our Y-bit screwdriver, you have 2 holes, and show you the size of screw for reference. You want to go ahead and put those 2 in. Once you have these 2 in, using the same Y-bit, you will have 4 screws. Size screw for reference, mine are gold by chance, and you will put all 4 of these in. Once you get to this step, go ahead, flip it up, test all your buttons, make sure everything is still seated nicely. If it's not, take it back apart and see what is going on. Taking our battery, as you can tell, the gold pins, you want to match with the gold pins, along with on the battery there are these 2 tabs, and these 2 slots for the tabs to go in. You just slide it in. It should sit nicely. Taking our battery cover, you will slide it in. You will use a Phillips bit, once again, with a very small screw. And once you have this tightened, you should be ready to go. And you have just reshelled your Game Boy Advance SP. I'm going to be trying out with Donkey Kong Land. It's what I just happen to have on hand. Go ahead, flip it on. Loads with no issues. Volume works as well. And everything looks nice and clean. Hopefully this video helped you out. Thank you for watching.